This episode was made possible with the cooperation and generosity of Alkmaar Marketing, Alkmaar VVV, Staatsgid Alkmaar, the Kastmuseum, the Fallon Hotel, Beeld and Geluid Hilversum, Soep, the Fransman, and Spirocious Wonderland. A huge thank you to our partners. Hi, and welcome to Jovie's Homeland, the series where Dan and I explore one Dutch province per month for 1 year. North Holland is probably the most famous Dutch province since it's home to Amsterdam. However, if you came here looking for a vlog about Amsterdam, please feel free to check out one of the million videos by other creators. Dan and I decided to visit Alkmaar instead, a city that completely charmed me and captured my heart, as well as Enkhuizen, which is one of the cutest towns I've seen in the Netherlands. Alexandra, our lovely tour guide, started our tour in front of the Kissing Cheese Girl statue in the heart of the city. We visited the square where the famous cheese markets are held weekly from April until September, except this year. While other towns have cheese markets too, Alkmaar's is the biggest and the oldest. You can see how important cheese was to the city as there are small reminders everywhere, such as the shape of these city lights, which depict how kaasdragers carried wheels of cheese. During these markets, people are dressed traditionally and it's a glimpse back in time. Alkmaar is also home to the Cannonball House, which is a symbol of the beginning of the end of the 80 Years' War. The house's gable is garnished with a Spanish cannonball dating back to 1573. Alkmaar is home to many cozy streets in the city center, and it just really gives it a small town feel while still being a major city. If you saw our Groningen episode, you'll recall my love for and awe of Dutch hofjes. Alkmaar also has some hofjes, and we visited the one that was open. Once again, it was absolutely lovely. Have you heard of Aunt Truus? Born in Alkmaar and known as mother to 1001 children, she was a Dutch resistance fighter who brought Jewish children to safety before and during the Second World War. Together with other people, she started the pre-war Kindertransport, saving the lives of more than 10,000 Jewish children fleeing anti-Semitism. I've never been as moved by a statue as I was by this one. Artists Annette Terberg-Pompe and Lea Wijnhoven really did an incredible job honoring her legacy. Fun fact, this is the second ever Albert Heijn location. While it's now home to a clothes shop, I absolutely loved the old signage. Since cheese is so important to Alkmaar, it's no surprise that there's a cheese museum. We learned a lot about the cheese-making process in a fun and interactive way. From there, we traveled to Hilversum, another city in North Holland. Hilversum is home to the Dutch Media Park where many famous Dutch TV shows and movies are made. It is also home to Beeld and Geluid, the Dutch Institute for Sound and Vision. This institute collects and stores Dutch television, radio, video games, websites, and online videos, which together form the history of the Dutch media. The building itself is a testament to the history and also future of Dutch media. It was so cool to see some of the older pieces of equipment that have played an important role in getting us to the technology we use today. We only visited the archives, but there is also a museum part that is currently closed for renovation. It should be open again in about 2 years. Visiting Beeld and Geluid was one of the most humbling, exciting, and happy days of my life. And here's why. Back in September, I received an email from this institute saying that they think it's important to save 3 of Jovie's home videos in their permanent archives for future generations. It is an honor to be a non-Dutch person making videos about the Netherlands and to have your work recognized by such an important Dutch institution. I'm still a little bit speechless about what this means to me. And while yes, I am the person that you see in Jovie's home videos, we have to recognize that this channel would not exist without editor Dan. He appears on screen in some videos, but you can feel his editing touch throughout all of them. I'll link the 3 videos in the description box if you're interested. And an experience like this deserves a celebratory dinner, which we had at Soep. This charming place is 1/3 restaurant, 1/3 bed and breakfast, and 1/3 vintage shop. You can buy literally anything you see in the restaurant. What a fun concept. Vegetarian and vegan viewers will be happy to hear that this was our first time going out to a vegan restaurant and we absolutely enjoyed it. We both had some Greek lemon and thyme soup to start, and then Dan had a vegan capsalon while I had a green curry. I was scared that the food would be too weird, but it was delicious and I would be delighted to return to soup again. After dinner, we went to the Fallon Hotel, a newly open Alkmaar hotel. Now, in my former career as an international criminal lawyer, I've had my fair share of visiting, prisons, but I've never had to spend the night in one. Until Alkmaar. It is so cool to see some throwbacks to when it was still a prison while it's maintaining a 4-star hotel luxury. Our room was cozy and cute with probably the comfiest bed of any hotel I've ever stayed in the Netherlands. And they have a fabulous breakfast buffet. Do you know the famous Dutch criminal Willem Holleder? Well, he and his Heineken kidnapping co-perpetrators were also guests of this hotel, albeit when it was a prison and not a beautiful hotel. The next morning, we traveled to Enkhuizen, a charming town and home to one of the biggest Dutch marinas. It is also home to a fun outdoor museum called Zuiderzee. Just like the Openlucht Museum from the Gelderland episode, Zuiderzee is an indoor-outdoor interactive museum showing how things were done in the Netherlands throughout history. Nearby, you'll find Spirocious Wonderland, a theme park that is absolutely perfect for the youngest children. The rides are not scary, and there are very, very many cute interactive features and characters from well-known fairy tales. We closed out our North Holland weekend with, what else? More cheese. Yes, we were invited to the Fransman for an authentic Alkmaar's cheese fondue dinner. This lovely restaurant is family owned and operated and serves delicious fondues. Karin was a lovely host, and she shared that this day was the launch of the Alkmaar's cookbook. This cookbook is a joint effort by Alkmaar's restaurants whereby they each contributed one popular recipe for the book. 100% of the proceeds of the cookbook will be shared by the contributing restaurants as they try to navigate through difficult Corona period. So if you're looking for a new modern Dutch cuisine cookbook, be sure to check this one out. And just like that, our trip to North Holland was over. I was absolutely inspired by the city and its very welcoming residents. Normally at this point, I would tell you what is our next province. However, Dan and I will have to pause this series and this project once again due to Corona. It is not safe to travel anymore at this moment, and as such, we don't know when we will resume, but we definitely will, hopefully in 2021. So thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting this series. We are really thankful to any time that you spent with us today, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!